What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This, of course, here's Jamiroquai 2000 with yet another episode of my Jamiro'S collection. This, of course, has been my reoccurring series here on my channel, looking at bright, new, past, present, and future additions to my Jamiroquai collection. And as I hinted on my social media just recently, I just made another acquisition for my Jamiroquai collection, and this one is a bit of a one-off, and I'll give you a little bit of context on this. Now, we know Jamiroquai was a band that ended up signing to Sony later on and doing many albums with that record label, but most layman's of the Jamily, or at least young fans, don't know that Jamiroquai started out on an indie label when they first got into the music industry. JK had sent his demo to several indie record labels throughout London back in 1991, and luckily an indie label called Acid Jazz Records would end up signing them in 1991 based off the strength of the demo that JK had sent them, of them covering a song by another big luminary band, otherwise known as the Brand New Heavies. Now, 2 years would go by, and Jamiroquai would finally release their first single release as a band with Acid Jazz Records, of course, or When You Gonna Learn. And Jamiroquai would ultimately later in 1993, because the single was released in the UK in February of 1993, but they would end up signing with Sony for an 8-album deal, which at the time was considerably very abnormal for a very young band, but we saw how much Jamiroquai ended up growing and becoming an amazing musical force after going over to Sony and getting a little bit more budget on the instrumentation and what they could do in the studio on Mercy on Planet Earth, and of course Snowballing and all the other great albums that they did thereafter. But this comes down to what I've collected for my collection. Well, I just got off Discogs a very good copy of the original 1993 single for When You Gonna Learn, released on Acid Jazz Records by way of Arenda. And if you don't know what Arenda is a word that basically means a spiritual energy, which is derived from the Iroquois Indian tribe, which Jamiroquai's band name originates from. It's a mixture of the word jam and the Iroquois Indian tribe of the Great Northwest of North America. Now, I wanted to get this single because, like I said, it's a one-off, because Jamiroquai would not release any more singles under Acid Jazz Records because they were only there for literally probably a year and a half, 2 years before Sony came a-calling and signed them to an 8-album deal. But this is one of the releases, at least one of the one-off releases from Jamiroquai's early years, I wanted to get for my collection. But I really wanted to get it because the artwork is the first time you really see the Buffalo Man. You look within the Buffalo Man, you actually see the lyrics to When You Gonna Learn, and the original typography right there of Jamiroquai as a band name before they go to Sony, and, you know, they had plenty of money to burn, so they promoted Jamiroquai literally out of the stratosphere. But very, very cool single. I'll show you the inside, but I'll show you the CD first. It's got your typical, basically what was on the original demo tape for Jamiroquai, but released as a single with a little bit of studio polish. But very cool. And if you wonder what Arenda was actually a clothing line distribution company that was a subsidiary of Acid Jazz Records that Jamiroquai really promoted, and you can see them promoting Arenda very predominantly if you go back and watch the 1993 music video for Mercy on Planet Earth, where the band is in the spaceship going towards Earth, and the big spaceship. The spaceship is called the USS Arenda. So, but the relationship between Jamiroquai and Arenda would kind of run out after the Return of the Space Cowboy and with the when they hit pay dirt with 1996 Traveling Without Moving. But very cool CD single. I'll show you the inside of the booklet. But you get the vinyl has a cool picture of JK, at least in these liner notes. But I wanted to get the CD single because, like I said, this was a one-off single release with Acid Jazz Records. But I think it's a cool, Now, the availability of this single is very, very plentiful. You can usually find it between low tier, probably $5, but if you want to go the high tier for the mint quality CD, you can find them as upwards. It's probably $20 max. But there you go. This is the first single release of Jamiroquai under Acid Jazz Records, which of course was one of the most prominent indie labels within London that Jamiroquai signed with in 1991, and ultimately their first single, When You Gonna Learn, was released in February of 1993. Like I said, this single is very plentiful, so you can find it for a very good price. And if you'd like more information about potentially getting this single for your own collection, or or you're emerging or you're current Jamiroquai collecting, I'll be sure to put information about this single down in the description of this video down below, so you can get more information from Discogs.com. And like I said in my previous episodes of Jamiro's collection, highly recommend you go through Discogs when it comes to music collecting, because they have a lot of good resources, a lot of good information, and you can see medianly wise the single is worth buying based on quality or price. So, you know, I highly recommend you go check out the Discogs link I put in the description of this video down below. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Jamiro's collection. I got many more Jamiroquai related videos coming to my channel very, very soon, so keep your eyes and be sure to ding the bell, be sure to like and subscribe, and stay up to date on all the latest new content coming from the Jamiro Fan 2000 YouTube channel. And as always, this is Jamiro Fan 2000. I'll see you really soon with another episode of Jamiro's collection and many more Jamiroquai related videos here on the Jamiro Fan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye-bye, everybody, and stay safe.